Welcome back to Toledo's most local 9 a.m. show, Good Day. You'll know our next guest's name from being an award-winning USA Today columnist and journalist, along with being a Glass City native. Toledo's own Christine Brennan is with us this morning with a new book about another very popular Midwesterner. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Amanda, it is great to be with you. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. So from Toledo, and you're going to be returning here. We're going to talk about that in just a moment, but you've done some big things since leaving here.
Well, thanks. You know what? I dreamed and had parents and siblings who encouraged it and teachers, the way so many people who are watching us, the way you did, right? And growing up in Old Orchard and then Ottawa Hills. And it was a launching pad for me for my love of sports at a time when girls were not encouraged to love or play sports. But my dad and my mom said, sure, go for it. And I'm tall. And so I played sports at a time when, as I said, girls were told no, and I was told yes. So my dad and my mom were my own personal Title IX, which we just celebrated the 53rd anniversary of that. And to see the progression, Amanda, to see how things have changed for girls and women. And, there's no one that embodies that more than Caitlyn Clark, which is why I decided to dive into her story, follow her, ask her, the team and her and be on the road with them and ask her. Got dozens of questions and she answered every single one. And I will say this for those watching and who are fans of Caitlyn Clark, which is pretty much almost everyone I'm finding out at this point. The plumber the other day started talking to me about Caitlyn Clark. When the plumber is asking Clark, something's up. And she is as good as you'd hope, even better.
Oh.
Looks you in the eye. Shakes your hand. And I've got all that in the book. This story of this, as you said, a Midwestern young woman, Big Ten, and how she has just captivated the nation.
She really just captivated America, specifically her senior year, all those threes she was hitting, and just she really stood apart. But what's very cool about her is because she got the attention of America, people started to pay a little bit more attention to women's basketball in general.
Oh, absolutely. So, there's been a lot of controversy, and I deal with that. This is a journalistic look at one of the most famous Americans, not even just athletes. And it's no holds barred, and I could write about anything and ask any question. It's unauthorized, which sounds ominous, but it's not. It's what you want in a book. It's what you want, the true raw story, which again is 95% Caitlyn Clark magic. But the point you just made, there's certainly been a lot of conversation, a lot of controversy, the hard hits on Caitlyn Clark. I deal with the Kennedy Carter hip check, the cheap shot that happened, and all the ramifications about that. We just saw one recently, another one, Marina Mabrey, just literally coming in and freight train. Why is that? What is going on? I try to answer those questions as well in the book, and certainly the WNBA's utter lack of preparation for the national scrutiny and the national interest that was going to follow this one player. And the spotlight that hits her, of course, shines on all the other players who never got the attention they deserve. They absolutely should have gotten it. I fought and wrote stories and did TV work back in the 90s on the WNBA, but it didn't happen then. It happened now. And why there are some people who cannot celebrate that, because, of course, the rising tide lifts all boats, more money, more interest, everything because of this one player who is so gracious with all the players, especially, it's a 74% Black league. Here is a white woman. We know those issues exist in our country, in our polarized society. The WNBA should have addressed it, and I have many voices on that topic. It's not just me saying it as I lay part of the story out in the book.
Yeah, there is so much to it. Not just, hey, this woman was a great basketball player and everybody's watching her. Do you think that female athletes in general are under this microscope maybe a little bit more than their male counterparts?
Yes and no. I mean, certainly over the years, there was a lot of talk about how a woman looks on the tennis court or the tennis dress or whatever. I think that is changing as all of us, literally, whether it's the girl you see in the kitchen every morning, who you send off in her soccer jersey or volleyball uniform, or her lacrosse with her lacrosse stick, softball, whatever it is. whether it's your daughter or granddaughter, whether it's the girl next door or the girl across the street, you wave from your window as she trudges with a bag over her shoulder going to one practice or another. This has been a national change that has been terrific because we have loved, basically with Title IX, 53 years ago, and the way the nation has fallen in love with what it has created. And so it's not just Caitlyn Clark, it's not just Katie Ledecky. I deal with all the great other female athletes and why Caitlyn Clark, she's an entertainer. It's the logo threes, chucking it from the parking lot. That's what attracts the men as well as the women to her. She's so different in that way. But I think it's a national story because I think everyone can relate to that girl who's playing sports, who they're cheering for, coaching, who is, as I said, their daughter, their granddaughter, their niece. Well, this is now that girl all grown up. Caitlyn Clark is the embodiment of this entire national story that we've been cheering on and watching over the last couple decades.
She does such a great job in all those commercials too. As you said, an entertainer, she looks so fantastic. And I love that you wrote a book about this. People have the opportunity to get a copy of this because you're going to come back and you're going to visit.
I sure am. I'm actually going to be at my high school, Ottawa Hills High School, but this is not just for Ottawa Hills. This is for anyone who's watching, anyone in Toledo and the surrounding area. You are all welcome. It's Wednesday night. It's July 9th. That's less than 2 weeks now. 6:30 p.m. is the start time. And Gathering Volumes is the bookstore that is providing the books wonderfully for this event. GatheringVolumes.com is where you can go. You can also look on the website and call the store. Denise is there. She can answer any of your questions. Buy a book, buy 2 books, 3 books. I'll sign and personalize every book. Great for gifts, great for the girl dad in your life or the girl or boy athlete, because Caitlyn signs for every boy, all those autographs. She talks about girls and boys. She doesn't just focus on girls. But this book signing, it will be a book talk. It will be a Q&A. And again, I encourage everyone to come. And if you're buying one book, certainly come with your spouse or your daughter. I would love to meet everyone. We'll do pictures, we'll do signings. If I'm there till midnight finishing and you can book the next day, I will consider that a success. So I look forward to seeing everyone. And again, GatheringVolumes.com, that's the store. You can call, you can go to the website. And again, we look forward to, but getting a book is then the ticket. And again, bring whoever you'd like as well. We'd love to see as many people as possible. I think we'll have a full house. I hope so. And it will be my delight to sign books for everybody. And we'll also have a few copies of Best Seat in the House, my father-daughter memoir that is set in Toledo, about the Toledo Rockets, about the Mud Hens. And that book is in paperback, so you can get one of those as well.
So right now is what you want to do is call or go to Gathering Volumes in Perrysburg. But as you said on the website, make sure you reserve a copy of that, and you'll have it for this event so you can get your autograph, chat with you a little bit. That's so gracious of you to say, I'll stay here till midnight and talking to everybody. And it's been wonderful to talk with you this morning. Thanks so much for making time for us, and we'll welcome you back. Can't wait to see you back here in just a couple of weeks.
Amanda, I hope you can make it. I would love to see you and your
And I got a 7-year-old daughter she's just now thinking about sports, right?
Let's get her a book, because this book is good for kids, it's parents, it's grandparents. I wrote it. So it is it's an adult book, but it is a story that resonates with children as well. And I made sure that kids could read it in that sense too. So I certainly would love to see you. And Channel 11 has been a huge part of our family. I remember Oris Tabner going back in the day. So thank you so much for the great tradition you carry on in Toledo.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your support as well. Have a great morning, afternoon, and we'll see you here in a couple weeks.
I look forward to it. Thank you so much, Amanda.
Take care. We'll be back with some more Good Day right after this. Stay with us.